Hello, sports fans, and welcome to another exciting night of live high school sports action right here on the Twin Lakes Sports Network. We're about 12 minutes away from the start of this game. It's going to be Marshall taking on Cotter. So, about 12 minutes, we're going to run some sponsor ads and just stay tuned right here on the Twin Lakes Sports Network. All right, those starting to tune in. Looks like Ronnie Enlow, our good friend from the Arkansas Tornado days, he's getting ready to tune into tonight's Twin Lakes Sports Network game. He's actually going to link it to the big screen, so appreciate you giving us a shout out, Ronnie. Of course, we're running some sponsor ads, and we could not do this without these great sponsors that are helping us out tonight here on the Twin Lakes Sports Network. But we're still probably about 10 minutes away from the start of tonight's matchup. So stay tuned right here on the Twin Lakes Sports Network. Should be a good one. Marshall and Cotter. Reach down and hit that share button. Reach down, tag those family members in with this capacity numbers that they're allowed to have now. This is sometimes the only chance people can get to see these games now. Also, Ronnie, I see you're out there watching. Let us know how's the volume sound. Does everything look okay? Anyone watching, give us a shout out. Let me know if the camera looks okay and the sound. Appreciate all the help we can get. We'll be going live in about 9 minutes.
Welcome to Cotter Coliseum. I am Grant Dodson, otherwise affectionately known as G-Dog by the guys here at TLSN. I am here alongside David McBee, and we are here broadcasting a high school volleyball match between the Cotter Lady Warriors and the Marshall Lady Bobcats. Obviously, we're social distancing here, so that's why the crowd looks a little sparse. But either way, this should be a great match tonight. Just give me 1 second and I'll get the starting lineups figured out. I can tell you right now, the libero for Cotter is Wilcox and number 7, and the libero for Marshall is number 35, Herder. Looks like up front for Cotter we have number 13, Garay, Coots at number 12, Durden at number 8. Back row we got the Thong at 2, and Cheek at number 11. That will be an ace to open things up for Marshall. I'm sorry. I go in the wrong direction. That serve was out. That'll be point Cotter. Wagner comes in. She will be serving. That'll be out. Another point a point for Marshall. And we'll have Herder the libero serving for Marshall. DeSong with the hit. She saves the block. And it falls, and it'll be a point for Cotter. While Wilcoxon serves, I will work on giving you the lineups for Marshall. We have number 6. I do not have a number 6 on here. Number 8, Pruitt. Number 3, Miller. Number 18, House. Sierra House. Number 34, Riley Kelly. And I believe that's all of them for Marshall for the starters. At least the ones that are out there right now. Herder gets it. And she hits it right into the net. That'll be another point for Cotter. Wilcoxon serving. Herder sets it. Cheek with the hit. And that is in. That will be a kill for Kate Cheek. And a point for Cotter. Wilcoxon serves. Miller dug that. That will be a line violation. I did not catch the number for it. But that will be a line violation on Marshall. Point for Cotter. Number 6 sets it. Kelly gets it over. Cheek for a point for Marshall. And Riley Kelly will be serving for Marshall. Cheek digs it. Gray sends it over. Just enough to draw it to where Cotter gets the point. Gray will be serving for Cotter on the rotation. Service up. Herder gets it. Number 6 sends it back. Gray sets it to Thong with the hit. Dug out by Riley Kelly. But a net violation gives the point to Cotter. That'll be a point for Marshall. This will be Pruitt up for the serve for Marshall. Comes across. She gets it. Gray sets it for Cheek, and Cheek sends it over. That'll be a point for Cotter. Gathong will be on the serve at this point. Careens off of Sierra House's arms, and it'll be an ace for Gathong and an ace point for Cotter. It's now 10-3 in favor of Cotter in the first set. Gathong sends it to the net on her serve, and it will be going back to Marshall for the point. Coming into the game for Marshall is number 42, Brooklyn Kelly, the other Kelly sister. As Kate Cheek sends it to where no one is at. And that will be, I consider that a kill, which will be a point for Cotter. As Kate Cheek goes back to serve it. Gets it over the net. The return bounces into the net and drops down to the ground. Another point for Cotter. Cheek serves. Just barely out of bounds. So it'll be a point for Marshall, and they will get to send the serve over next. Coming into the game for Marshall, number 22, Angel Kelly. The third Kelly sister. I'm at least assuming they're sisters. They could be cousins. I don't know. As a serve from Marshall goes out. He'll be going to number 10, Lambert, who will be serving for Cotter. Coming back into the game for Marshall's number 3, Miller. And that will be a lift on number 8, Pruitt, as Cotter gets the point back. Lambert will be serving again. As it careens off of Pruitt's arms, it will not be able to be returned over. So it'll be another point for Cotter. Lambert serves again. Heather dug it. Number 42, Brooklyn Kelly sends it back over. DeRay sets for Coots, and she gets it over for another point for Cotter. And timeout, Marshall. As we hit this timeout in the first set, the score is Cotter 16, Marshall 5. As we will go over some of our sponsors for tonight. Shark Creek Graphics, Joey Sample, Agency Manager at Farm Bureau Insurance, Joseph.Sample at afbic.com. Black Sheep Barbecue, famous for brisket, 327 Highway 62 in Yellville, Arkansas. 870-449-5637. Buffalo River Float Services, the Darnells down at Yellville. And as we come out of the timeout, it'll be Lambert for Cotter serving it. Cotter tonight coming in at 7-0. As Header digs a beautiful ball. And I'm not sure what the call was there, but I believe it was on Garay, so that'll be a point for Marshall. As I was saying, Cotter coming in at 7-0 tonight. As number 18, Sierra House gets ready to serve for Marshall. And from my understanding, from the last broadcast Cotter had TLSN had for Cotter last week against Flippin, it was a 5-match extravaganza that went, or a 5-set extravaganza that's about as stressful as this point right here. As Brooklyn Kelly puts it into the net. But that was a beautiful point. But Cotter's last match against Marshall went to the last point of the match. Cotter came out on top, so they are still undefeated up to this point in the season. As Header sends it back over for Marshall. Coots gets a set from DeRay, gets a set over. Marshall brings it back over. As it careens into the stands, And that's a point for Marshall. Whoever called for the trash can shot, you are the winner tonight. Header serves. Cheek gets it. Gray bumps it. Cheek sends it back over. Header digs. That is number 6. It sent it back over for Marshall. As I believe that was Coots or Garay or Tathong. I was not looking when that happened, but one of the ones for Cotter just hit it right into the teeth of the Marshall player. As Wilcox and the libero comes in for Coots to serve. She gets a set from Gray and she pounds it into the hardwood. That is another point for Cotter. 19-7 in favor of Cotter in the first set tonight in this varsity senior girls matchup. As Wilcoxon gets another ace, it's now 20-7. Marshall gets it over in 2 hits. Kate Sheik just obliterated that ball. I think it was number 8, Pruitt, got a hand on it, but Sheik hit it so hard it did not matter. Heather knocked it over. That was a 2-hit. That was a double hit called on number 6. Sorry, number 6. I somehow did not get your name from the roster. There seemed to be a little confusion on whose point that was, but it returns to Cotter as Wilcoxon serves. Gray sets. Wilcoxon hits it back over from the back row. She gets it, passes to Gray. Gray sets it. She sends it back over. Number 6 sends it back over for Marshall. Wilcoxon from the back row barely gets it over the net. Pruitt got a hand on it trying to send it back over. But she grazed the ball, and it just happened to fall right next to her. That was a great effort. Just sad that it did not go over. Header calls it. I can hear her through the headphones on that one. She is just hitting the ball extremely well tonight as we reach the end of the first set. That was a 25-7 set win for Cotter. As we reach the end of the first set, we'll hit a 3-minute break here. That's at least according to the scoreboard here at Cotter. And back to some of our sponsors. Diatley Dental Care. Great smiles start here. Irvin and Christina Diatley, 320 East 7th Street, Mountain Home. Letty's Fine Mexican Dining, one of the favorites here in the Cotter community. 413 East Main in Gassville, 870-435-2532. A guy I know kind of well, Jeremy Heinrichs, the certified chimney sweep at Ozark Fireplace Center. You can call him at 870-430-5966. Premier Auto Interiors, 1512 Meadowbrook Drive in Mountain Home. Specializing in velour, vinyl, and leather repair and dye processing with 15 years of experience. Ashley Havens, State Farm, 870-492-2450 in Mountain Home, and 870, I'm not getting the rest of that number. Taylor's Freeze King, another Cotter staple in Gassville, 870-435-6744. Charles Osgood and Mountain Home Family Chiropractic. You can call them at 425-4422 to set up an appointment. And don't forget to like the Facebook page as well as this stream for the Twin Lakes Sports Network. You can, well, tweet's a little different format, but you can comment, like, follow, and share TLSN, the Twin Lakes Sports Network. We try to be as interactive as we possibly can. Sometimes the action gets a little too intense for us to acknowledge your comments for a little bit, but we're going to try to get as many comments in as we can. As we hit left before the second set starts. Becky Shaw, or Nathaniel Harris. Hey, yeah, you do. I don't know what that's supposed to mean. And Becky Shaw saying that sounds like I have a stick in my mouth. I'm actually wearing a mask tonight. The regulations kind of inhibit my speaking ability more than usual. As we get ready for the second set, it'll be number 15, Wagner, for Cotter, setting up the serve, first point of this second set. Gets it over to Riley Kelly. To the Kelly sisters. And then number 8, Pruitt, tried to get a good hit, but she just hit it high. Wagner serves. Gray sets it for Coots. Pruitt with a good dig, but they were not able to get it over in time. That's a good dig by Pruitt. Wagner sends it over. Herder with a good dig. As she gets it over, set to Coots. She lofts it over. Herder sends it back over. Coots sends it back over in return. Right now, this point is just a point of back and forth. That was a good dig by Herder. Unfortunately, Brooklyn Kelly was not able to send it back over, and that point will go to Cotter again. Oh, that ball just barely clipped the net enough to slow it down to where it dropped right in front of Marshall, and that will be an ace for Wagner. Brooklyn Kelly tries to get it. And as she tried to get it, she went over the line, so that'll be a line violation of Brooklyn Kelly. Point for Cotter. As Wagner serves again. Little miscommunication between Herder and Pruitt. As the ball drops to the ground, that'll be another point for Cotter. Another communication error this time between Pruitt and Sierra House. That's another point for Cotter. Cotter up 7-0 in the second set. That was better communication that time, but they were unable to get it over on the third hit. A point for Cotter. Cotter digs that one. I'm sorry, I just realized that was a 3 and not an 8. So that would be Miller instead of Pruitt. I'm sorry. Pruitt dug that one. That was a decent dig. There just wasn't anyone really around to get a good hit on it. Set it up. Riley Kelly got that one. But she was not able to get a good hit on it, so it will be an ace for Cotter. As Wagner finally surrenders the serve as she serves it into the net, and this will be, let me see if I can get the number. 18, that will be Sierra House serving for Marshall. Get a quick return back to Cotter. As Will Coxon comes in for Coots to serve. A little bit of miscommunication between Wilcoxon and the refs. But an ace for Wilcoxon and another timeout for Marshall. 13-1 right now in favor of the Lady Warriors. As we go back to some of our sponsors, All Creatures Veterinary Hospital, 4549 Highway 62 in Mountain Home, 870-425-5175. Christina Setzer, Farm Bureau in Mountain Home. You can get a hold of her in her office at 870-425-2991. Arena Sports Grill in Mountain Home. It's in the Georgetown Commons in Mountain Home. Very good food. Bobby Sue's Restaurant. I don't remember off the top of my head exactly where they are, but good food. Laughing.
I want to throw a quick shout out. This is the Loose Cannon, of course, and the G-Dog, Grant Dodson, covering for us for tonight as Joey's out, so I'm working cameraman, so just want to say great job by the G-Dog.
And during that quick transfer, there was a point by Cotter. I don't remember exactly what happened, but point by Cotter as Marshall returns it back over for this point. Sheik sets it up with the thong. Sidewinder. As it looked like the call was a double hit on Marshall. I did not see the number that they called, but it was a double hit on Marshall. So the point for Cotter. Wilcoxon will be serving again. Pruitt with a great dig. Brooklyn Kelly sends it over to Thong with a magnificent hit. That will be a kill for the Thong. I don't know what the exact name for that call is, but I'm going to call it a lift on Pruitt. Already got that one, sets it up for Pruitt. Pruitt sends it over. DeRay sets it up for Thong. Magnificent effort for the dig by Herder, but she was just short as Thong placed that hit perfectly. Wilcoxon serves. Sierra House received it, and now it's heading back over towards Marshall. DeRay with the hit. Garay, one of the many Garay sisters to have gone through this volleyball program at Cotter. Sierra House had a good look at a hit, but she was unable to keep it in. We have a slew of Lady Warriors coming in. For Lambert, number 6, Nichols. We also have number 14, Parker, coming in for Garay. Number 18, Benedict, coming in for Wagner, and coming in for Thong. Let's see, which one did I miss? I think that girl in the middle, I can't see her number. Looks like 4, Zick. That was a good hit by Pruitt, putting it just over Wilcoxon, but still in. But we have number 6 coming back in for Brooklyn Kelly for Marshall. Herder will serve. Cheek helps he gets it back over. Nichols hits it. Sets it up for Zick. Zick gets it over. Cheek did not. Oh, that would have been a good hit. She just did not time her jump right. So it'll be a point for Marshall. Zick digged it. Wilcoxon sends it back over on a set from Parker. Parker sets for Cheek. Cheeks with a good hit. Dug by Sierra House. I think they called that a point for Marshall because I think that may have went under the net, but Parker played it. I may be wrong on that. I just happened to look up when it happened. Or not Parker, Zick, but Zick gets this one, sets it. She hits. As it careens off Sierra House as she tries to do an overhead dig. It'll be a point for Cotter with Parker serving. Number 6 with a good hit. That was a pretty good hit considering she had her momentum going right towards the line and she was able to keep herself from actually going over the line. That'll be a point for Marshall. She gets it. Parker sets it for. She sends it back over. Herder sends it back over. Oh, that would have been out if she would have not played it. That was a good exchange between Benedict and basically the entire Marshall team. The Benedict won, and it'll be Zick serving it. She hits it into the net, and it'll be a point for Marshall, and it looks like it'll be Pruitt that'll be serving. Pruitt with a good serve. Zick got it. She set it. It looked like she set it for Zick, but there may have been some miscommunication there, so it falls to the floor, and it'll be another point for Marshall. With Pruitt serving again. Cotter gets it over. Herder with a good hit. Wilcoxon was able to save it, though. Careened off a looked like off a Herder. So it'll be a point for Marshall. Or not. I'm sorry, Cotter. And it'll be Cheek serving. Had two Marshall players go for it at once. And it ends up careening out of bounds on the hit. Another point for Cotter. Cotter just needs to get one more point to... And they do. And with a very similar score to the last set of 25-7, Cotter wins the second set. So it is now a 2-0 advantage in favor of Cotter.
All right, so Cotter right now up 2-0. G-Dog, we're going to give him a little break. He's been going full blast by himself, doing a great job helping cover for Joey Shaw and myself. Sims Family Auction, specializing in all types of auctions. Check them out on Facebook, Sims Family Auction. Give Hunter a call. And Ooh La La Boutique and Gifts, located in Gassville and Yellville, 404-5965. It will definitely make your wife say ooh la la if you buy her something from there. Cotter Rock Cottage, Joey Shaw, VRBO 955-491. That's 955-491. Great vacation rental. Check them out today. And Shark Creek Graphic, t-shirts, stickers, hats, banners, hoodies, license plate, and more as we get ready to start the third set. Right now, Cotter up 2-0, and back to our special guest host, the one and only G-Dog, Grant Dodson.
All right, coming back to start the third set. Looks like we have the original starting lineup back out for Cotter. And it looks like it is the same for Marshall, if I am not mistaken. Kids comes out firing on the first point of this set. It looked like maybe a quad hit for Marshall on that one as Wagner comes back in for Durden. Number 15 in for 8. As it careens off a Herder. That'll be an ace for Wagner. And every time I readjust, I keep yanking this cord about. Knocks me out. Gray sets it for Cheek. Good dig by Herder. Another set for Toots. Great dig by number 34, Riley Kelly.
Good job, Jay.
And I just happened to look down at Riley Kelly's name whenever that hit happened. But I believe it may have been number 3. It may have been Riley Kelly that had that kill. And that serve, Cheek mishandles. So it'll be an ace for Herder of Marshall. Wilcoxon digs it. Thong with a powerful hit. As it almost hits a guy sitting in the stands off of the Kareem. And he seemed to not even notice at all, or he just didn't care. We'll have Wilcoxon serving for Cotter. Kareem's off of, let me see if I can find what number she is. Looks like that's Pruitt. Wilcoxon serves it again. Herder gets it, sets it up for Pruitt. Pruitt sends it back over. Gray puts it right at the net. Cotter's looking like they're wanting a lift call on that. But Gray sets it for Cheeks. And looks like it may have been a net violation on Cheek on that hit. Or no. Maybe a net violation on Marshall. As Wilcoxon served. Kareem's off of number 6 and heads out of bounds. It'll be another ace for Wilcoxon. As Pruitt hits it back over. Cheek returns a hit. Herder with a back row hit as she was fighting against her momentum. Cotter with a wild return. Gray with the behind the back set up the Cheek, and her hit went off the net, and it is another point for Cotter. That was a good moving dig for Pruitt. There just wasn't anyone around for her to save her. Set for Thong. And it is a point for Cotter on a good hit by Thong. Oh, that was a good hit by number 6. It just was long. Another hit by Thong. Turns into a kill. That'll be another point for Cotter. It looks like Miller was unable to handle that. It is another point for Cotter. Pruitt with a hit. Good dig. Good digs on both sides. But Cotter came away with that point again. Ooh, Kate Cheek tried to block it, but it hit off the side of her hand and careened to where it was still a point for Marshall. So that breaks Wilcoxon's serve streak. Marshall with the serve now. And Cotter gets it right back on a good hit by Cheek. And now we have number 3, Cordell, coming in for Wagner. As Garay goes back to the service line. Good dig by Sierra House. Another good dig by Sierra House. And the set for Lambert worked to perfection after 2 good digs by Sierra House, sorry. Her with a back row hit that landed just inside the back corner. I would equate that to a back corner of the end zone catch in football. With how perfectly placed that was. I think Garay was going to try to send that over herself, but Sheik was able to reach over the net and get that last little tap on it. And it'll be another point for Cotter. 16-4 here in the third set. Miller had a good chance to get it back over, but it hit the wrong part of her arm, so it'll be a point for Cotter. Number 42, Brooklyn Kelly 43, Ragland comes back. Actually, I think this is her first time in the game, so she'll be entering the match for Marshall. That's the Fong serves to Cotter. It'll be an ace as it goes off of Herter's arm. Good dig by Herter. That was a hit by number 22, Angel Kelly. Valiant effort on the dig to try to save it by number 6, but that sadly was to no avail. Number 34, Riley Kelly, sends it back over for Marshall. Streak does a backwards send back over. Oh, good pair of digs on number 6 and Herter. This number 3, Cordell, tried to do a hit, but she didn't time her jump right, and it went right into the net. Entering the game for Marshall, number 32, Haley House. And returning is number 42, Brooklyn Kelly. Coming in for Herter and Pruitt. Or I'm sorry, Miller. Miller and Pruitt's names and numbers are right next to each other, so I keep getting them confused. I apologize for that. Number 6 on the serve for Marshall. Kate Cheek almost timed her jump so poorly that she wasn't able to get it, but she was able to get just enough on it. As she goes back to serve for Cotter. Durden comes back in for Cordell. As Kate Cheek gets another ace. She goes back to serve again. Man, she hit that so hard. If she would have hit it just a little higher, she would have had it good. As the serve goes back to Marshall with a score of 22-7 in favor of the Lady Warriors. I believe that was Brooklyn Kelly on the serve. No, it's actually 22. That's Angel Kelly. That's the other Kelly. Oh. Good effort out of Dig Back the Thong, but Gray was not anticipating it, and so it bounced off of her, and it'll be another point for Marshall. I believe that would be an ace for Kelly. Gray sets it for a back row hit from the Thong, and she sends it in the bottom of the net. Got two on top of it that time. As Angel Kelly goes back again for the serve. Dug back to Thong. Back row hit from Cheat. Pruitt with a good dig. It just happened to go the opposite way of what she wanted. So we'll be going back to number 10, Lambert, for service from Cotter. As Herder gets it. She came back into the game. Careens off of Brooklyn Kelly's arm. And it is match point for Cotter. And it careens off of Angel Kelly's arms. And that'll be match, game, set, and match for Cotter. As they win the third set 25-10. And it's a 3-set sweep for Cotter tonight.
Say bye to the and I'll finish
it. And I just want to thank the loose cannon David McBee for allowing me to come broadcast tonight with them. And thank you from everyone of the Twin Lakes Sports Network fan base. And good night from me at Cotter Coliseum. Back to David.
All right, and quick shout out to the G-Dog, Grant Dodson. Appreciate him helping us out. Joey the Dealer Shaw couldn't be here this week, so I was going to have to fly solo, but the G-Dog stopped in to help us out. Appreciate him helping us out. The Cotter Warriors take it 3-0. Domination. Our last match that we covered them was a 5-set classic. This one, Cotter was just on a roll. They steamroll them. We will be back with volleyball action. Our next game will be September 29th, Yellville at Cotter, right here on the Twin Lakes Sports Network. That should be a good one. Also, our next football game coming up. We're off this week, but September 25th, Hector's coming to Yellville. Be sure to tune in here on the Twin Lakes Sports Network. And again, quick shout out to the G-Dog, Grant Dodson, for covering play-by-play for us. So from the loose cannon, from the G-Dog, Grant Dodson, this week, go out and do something nice for someone. And remember, your tomorrows are never guaranteed. Wear your mask. And guys, let's all be nice to each other. Have a great week, and we'll see you soon here on the Twin Lakes Sports Network.